What is going on, everybody? This camera is not right. I hope everybody's well. What is going on, everybody? Gotta mute some stuff here. This camera is not right. Sexy man back in the house. Hey, greatest Jan. How you doing, my friend? How you doing? White Wolf. Hello, hello. Let me just fix something here real quick. I just gotta go to this. All right. Hello, everyone. Happy hump day. Happy hump day. Oh, and of course there's no music playing either. Couldn't find any songs to play. Thanks.
Throw some shrimp on the Barbie.
Hey, TJ.
TJ, the man from down under, has entered chat.
Hey, D-Shen with the resubscription. Thank you, my friend. Big hearts. Big hearts. Don't know why my sub printer doesn't work. Doesn't do resubscribes. It's so annoying. So annoying. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you've had a great week so far. Tonight we're going to continue working on the Schnab. Going to be working on the gun a bit tonight. Sit there. There's that Shibat.
Edgybat has entered chat.
So it's really coming together. How you doing, Etchibat? Welcome. Welcome. Welcome, brothers and sisters. Schnabel looking sweet. I know, right? I know. Let me just get this little camera phone light here. Boop. Give you guys a bit of a look. That's where we're at with it. It's really coming together. I'm loving the tanks that I did. It looks pretty cool. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm thinking it needs maybe something else. I'm thinking about it though. I don't know. But yeah, so we've got that done up to that point. I haven't yet connected these. I need to do a little bit of work to get them to sort of sit in the right spots. But if you remember from way back in the beginning, we have these two armor plates here. That one doesn't really stay, but looking good. So tonight, I think what we're going to do is we're going to work on the gun. Going to work on this piece. We'll get that done. Sorry about the late start. I got home from work a bit late. Couldn't get my shit together in time. But yeah, we'll go till around 9 o'clock tonight. So a couple hours, which should be enough time to get a lot of this done. One thing I need to deal with, though, is... Oh, damn it. You're right. Son of a... Ugh. playing right into the whole Canadian stereotype. Damn it. I feel like any super fast mobile suit would wreck this poor thing. You're probably right, it would. You're probably right, it would. But fortunately, it doesn't exist in the same universe as fast anything. It's from the mind of Luca Zampriolo, who kind of sorry. Yeah, exactly. I know, right? Like, shit. But those super fast mobile suits. No, they're not. It's the Platteschnabel. That's right. Oh, the Platteschnabel. Can I stencil that in somewhere? Do I need a custom decal? Did you just inadvertently name it? It doesn't give a name. It gives it like there's a little heartbreaker decal. And these, I think he just poached these from Machine and Krieger. But did you see Luca is selling his sketches? Good, it's about time. I told him to do that ages ago. There's one word that will always bring out the accent of Canadians, I've noticed. Watching, it's the word house. House? Like we're living in a house? Am I saying it the Canadian way? Or do I need to emphasize some other syllables? Oh, I gotta turn something off. Hang on. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's not far off for original artwork, TJ. House. Well, how do you say it? Start up your stream right now just to say house and just stop it after you've done that so I can hear you. House. That's a lot of money. It is. I don't know. It depends what you're getting. Where is he selling them? Is it on Insta or Facebook? I don't follow a lot of his Facebook stuff. Yeah. And because that's the thing with Luca is he's definitely like, you know, he's definitely like a popular, I say home, house, home. A boot. We don't say a boot. I mean, there might be some people who say a boot, but most Canadians don't say a boot. No do to boot it. We don't do that. Right. There's a reason Canadians are slowly infiltrating the American entertainment system, or the American entertainment business. It's because we have a pretty neutral. We can have a pretty neutral accent, I think. Depends. It's strange. Like Canada is a funny country in the sense that, you know, in the United States you have a lot of different, very different accents depending on which state or which part of the country you're from. It's just not really like that in Canada. I mean, there's some subtle differences, right? And there's also, I mean, there's also Newfoundland, which is kind of they're kind of out there on your own. You know that meme of the 3 dragon heads, and there's the really goofy one over on this side here. That's kind of our Newfoundland. You know the one, 3 dragons. These two are like looking at it like kind of sus, and there's a goofy one, the derp dragon head. That's Newfoundland. Am I right, White Wolf? Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, put her there. Pound it. No, I'm kidding. Okay, let's do some shit. Well, it's very subtle on house. I'm going to be self-conscious about that now. I'm joking, I'm not. All right. Yeah, and Canada, like people from BC, sure we have a few words that are a little different than It was on Instagram, yeah. But you know, TJ, if you want some content, some really nice content of Luca's art and his work, check out his books. He has 2 books that I will not remember, maybe 3 at this point that I won't remember the mission accomplished. That I won't remember the names of. It's a Abacan 2244, I think, is one. But there are years, and Abcan is, I believe, the name of the world, the universe, that doesn't have the fast... they're hard to get here. That's too bad. You see, I can just buy them on Amazon here. But, yeah, it's a little more pronounced. But you know what I mean, actually? It's not like this radically wild. It's not like a New Yorker versus somebody from Kentucky, right? Where you have just this crazy difference. Well, and then there's a whole other language there. Montréal, sacre bleu, maudit tabarnak. Okay. I feel like I could just talk all stream and not do anything at all. That's my Wednesday. That's Wednesday's stream is now just a fucking around stream. Why is there no category for fucking around? That would be a good category. But, anyway. Yeah, it's not like meeting a Southerner versus a California. Exactly. Like it's there, with the exception of Newfoundland. There's really no huge, widely different accent across Canada. It's very strange. The Newfoundland thing I can't do. I work with some people who live there and they can do it, and it's quite something. But I can't do it. All right. Yeah, so we got the tanks in. They're all kind of set up in there.
Cruising down Santa Monica Boulevard with the top down, Tear 23 has just
Tear.
joined
Welcome. Kind of aimed that wrong. There it is. Boop. How's it going, Tear? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the channel. I am Corvus Oculum. I apparently have a strong San Franciscan accent that doesn't really exist anymore. Interesting. See, I would never know. Like, you know, from my perspective, on the outside looking in. The outside looking in. The outside of looking into the shop window that is the United States of America and saying, I think I'll keep going. I didn't mean that as a to offend, but I wouldn't know I wouldn't know a San Franciscan accent. Yeah, and Deshen's also saying I wouldn't know. I don't know that one. How we speak. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Is it?
Look, everyone, hide your manga. Dreamcatcher Sky just entered Corvus's chat. Welcome to the stream, Dreamcatcher Senpai.
Dreamcatcher. Welcome. How are you, sir? How are you, sir? While we figure out, we're talking linguistics currently. The diverse accents of the United States of America versus the less diverse and more subtle accents of Kanukistan. So instead of saying San Francisco, I say San Francisco. San Francisco. Baltimore peeps say Balmore. TJ, it's like how you guys are called Aussies, right? Well, they just call them. I mean, that's going way back. Canucks, like World War I. accent, Western... What's PA? Pennsylvania? Western Pennsylvania accent. There's a lot of yins and y'alls. Yins are going to love this. Alabama. This is so cool. Hey, Zounds, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome. Alabama. I'm from Alabama. All right, so let's get some hairspray on this and do some painting, then some weathering. Doing well, Zounds. Hope you had a great day. Hope you've had a good week so far. Doing well so far. The Tech Lords. So just sprayed that with some hairspray, for which we use as a chipping fluid, of course. I'm just going to dry it with the hairdryer. Nice and dry. You see it's kind of shiny now. I'll do it one more time. Nevada ID now. That's my survival cert. Louisiana. Oh, I get it. Louisiana. I saw Tamiya spray there. Have you ever built a mini four-wheel drive? No, I haven't. Do you mean like an RC? Like a radio control little four-wheel drive? I have a pre-built one, but I've never built one. I only do giant sexy robots. Let's get the other side of this. Nolans. It's a battery one. The one that has an anime series on it. I don't know what that is. Someone clue me in, because I am clued out. Oh, is it what Echibat showed on stream the other night? Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, go ahead. If you have any links, go ahead and put them right in chat. Sorry about the noise.
Unpredictable Artist has entered chat, and this is her badass introduction.
Unpredictable Artist, how the hell are you? How the hell are you? That's not the right desktop. Weird. Huh. That's not right at all. Oh, I now I've broken everything. Classic. Let's go back there. Yeah. Let me just finish this. that should do. All right. Corvus Eternum. How are you doing, Unpredictable? Welcome. We're just talking about the diversity of American accents. Yeah, so many Corvuses. I don't know why that isn't the right background, but I can fix it by doing this. Putting that there. And then if I do this now, is it right? Yeah, that'll work. Very cool. I mean, maybe I should get one of these.
Maybe.
Very cool, though. The Doge one is pretty sweet. I like that one. That's a good idea. I'm glad you're doing that, Edgy. Yeah. Beat Magnum. Yeah, I did have a look through there, Dream. I didn't get anything, but I didn't. But I did look, and thank you for sharing that. Yeah, and Unpredictable. What's the good news? What's the good news? Did you figure out a way of fitting the loom in the apartment? Sabu's blood test results were good. His kidneys aren't failing. He's got a touch of high blood pressure, and they want him back to double check. But otherwise, very good news. Fantastic. That's excellent news. I'm so glad to hear that. Zabu is, of course, the streamer on Unpredictable's channel. He's in charge. Unpredictable's just the lackey. No, that isn't. I don't think that is the kit that Echibat had. That's not it, is it? That's a different one. I do like that one too, though. Dream. I know. I've blown a lot of money lately, so I'm on a bit of a moratorium. That's a different Shiba. Yeah. I'm just there to have opposable thumbs. Yeah, thumbs provided by Unpredictable Artist. Alright, so let's put some paint on this. I'm not going to drill the barrel on stream, but it needs to be... that sounds like a euphemism if I've ever heard one. A euphemism. A euphemism. I'm going to drill that barrel. Let's have a look here. That's awesome. It's so cute. It's so cute. So with these kits, is the canopy, like, is the body clear? Is it clear plastic like Lexan? It's clear plastic. Nice. I'm gonna drill your barrel. Fun. All right. Let's go over here. Hopefully this scene works. TJ, that's unfortunate. Where's my paint? Oh yeah, you'll be fine. Dreamcatcher, was that before or after you canceled all your credit cards and everything? Because usually you find it immediately after canceling all of your credit cards. Let's just do it. 1 milliliter. Excellent. Excellent. Kind of need this. It's a bit important. All right. Now, I think what I'll do is I'll put on a glove. Let's hold it. Green on there. Switch over to this. Like pressure's a little low. Now it's too high. That's okay, I'm glad that missed. There we go. All right. That looks pretty good. Didn't miss anything important. Maybe put a little more on this piece. The end of that. That looks good. All right. Over there. We'll just give that a second to dry a bit more. Let me just catch back up here. I'm going to be lurking, brother Corvus. I'm at work, but I'll see you soon. Zounds, fantastic. If you're still there, take care, man. Take care. Thanks for dropping by. Hope all is well. Can't wait to catch your next stream. Fucking blast, man. PayPal is pretty good about buyer coverage. Yeah, you'll be fine, TJ. Yeah. You'll be fine for sure. Dre. That's lucky. Unpredictable. Oh, man. I may have to appeal to PayPal at some point. 3 months ago, I ordered a dummy dress, and they keep telling me it's delayed. It was pre-order. Just, you know, my advice, though, is like PayPal, the PayPal for buyers is great, but you have to stick to the rules, like follow the rules to the letter in terms of the timing. And, you know, if you miss the cutoff for things, you're kind of done. So don't let them, like, keep delaying, saying, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. It's coming soon. Right. Meanwhile, they're waiting out their period that you have to make a claim.
Drift is connected to chat at 56k baud.
Just some do it, White Wolf. Get the Zoids, get them, get all the Zoids. Everybody's losing their wallets. I don't lose. I don't think I've ever lost my wallet. It's the Dom Tropin. Funny story, New Type doesn't have their cart system set up correctly, so I can't buy it. $4 months, wow. So, silly, stupid question, Corvus. How well do the Tamiyas flow? Those are alcohol-based acrylics. Yes, they are. So, White Wolf, they are absolutely fantastic for airbrush work. They're designed, I believe, primarily for working with an airbrush, and work very, very well. You mix them 1-to-1, spray around 15 to 20 psi, and they're fantastic. You can thin them either with the X20 that they come with, or you can thin them with isopropyl alcohol, or you can thin them with you can actually thin them with Mr. Color lacquer thinners as well, like the leveling thinner, all of those. But they work really well. Too bad I wasn't working at the time. Didn't go anywhere. Found it in the sofa after checking 3 times. Yeah, it's a gorgeous kit. Can't wait. Flow reels. Okay, yeah. They're not too, even though they're alcohol based as well, they're not very noxious. Like, you don't really notice. They do really just seem like they're an acrylic. But you cannot thin them with water. Don't thin them with water. That will not work. But you can thin them with a lacquer thinner. And some say they're best thinned with a lacquer thinner. I lose shit in the house all the time. I've never lost anything in my entire life, ever. What is this music? It's so weird. It told me I have 180 days. Perfect. Around the world in 6 months. Just doesn't have the same panache to it. I won't lie, I've actually been contemplating picking up like half a dozen to try out. Doubly so now that, let's just say my respirator probably actually seals properly now. You're passing out a lot less when you're painting. I miss the 11-inch goatee. You have a proper seal now. You know, even if you have kind of an average spray booth, the Tamiya acrylics you could probably get away without if you're just doing a little bit here and there, not a huge spray session, you could probably get away with just a little bit of, like, doing what I do, a quick spray of a part. Just hold it at the back of your spray booth and you'll probably be fine. Like, I don't find them noxious at all, even though they're alcohol based. All right, let me get some water. We should be able to chip this now. There's stuff I still haven't found. Losing stuff in the house is the worst. Today, I looked all over the office for my glasses. That's funny. Where were they? Did you have them like this? Were they like this? And your colleagues like, they're right there. Oh shit. That's funny. That's funny. For me, it's the thing I lose. I was, of course, lying a lot when I said I never lose anything. You guys have witnessed me lose things that are directly in front of me. Quite literally. I'm really kind of, I'm hemmed in here, like between the camera and the microphone. And so, if this is so embarrassing, but I've lost stuff on stream where it's like, I'll be looking for this part and it'll be here, right? And I'm like, I can't see that anywhere. Where the hell is it? Right? And it's like, it's literally right in front. You guys can all see it. It's right here, but it's completely gone for me because I can't move my head around. But, yeah, for me, it's my car keys, and I leave them all over the office because I'll come in, you know, and I'll like do some work up at the front reception, go through some files and contracts and things, and then I'll put my keys down, right? I'll do the like, they're just gonna put them there kind of thing, and then I'll leave, and then somebody will usually come later with my keys and say, here, you left these down there, you dope. Get this. Do I have a paper towel handy? Yes, I do. That'll work. Let's get this set up a little better. I walked into the shower yesterday with my glasses on. I've never done that. I've never really done that. I don't really need glasses. Because I just wear them to look smart. No, I have a really weak prescription. It just helps a very, very, very tiny amount. So sometimes I just take them off and leave them off, but I've never done that. But I would imagine that would be brutal. My wife is like legally blind without her glasses on, so I would imagine showering is just so strange, you know, not being able to see anything really, really well. But what did they do to your keys before them? Oh, okay, now I'm super, super, super going to be really suspicious of that. Thank you for putting that fear into my mind. You just get used to the blur in the shower. Just don't move things. So what you're saying is if I moved all of her stuff around, she'd kill me. Went to the art store last week. In front of the register, there was an area of black ply. Resting on it was a black iPhone in a black case. Someone put it down and left it there. All right, let's do this. So the gun actually sits like this. The barrel's sort of on the bottom. So let's start over here. Gotta change this music. This is lo-fi apparently. Spooky? No. Synthwave? Sure. Could hardly see it. It all merged very nicely. That's how I lose my iPhone. So much of the stuff I have is dark and black. See, that's why there's something to be said about yellow, Achibat. Just get everything yellow. And you won't lose stuff as much. Wait, if everything's yellow, I suppose that would be just as bad, wouldn't it? Hmm. You have a bright orange phone case for that reason. That's actually a good idea. Caution striping. Some of the scribing on this gun, it's just so potato quality for Luca, for what he's capable of doing. This does? Yeah, probably is one. Because a lot of Luca's inspiration is from Machine and Krieger. And, you know, what is it, the Falke? There's a Machine and Krieger model. I'll see if I can find it in a minute here. Just get this side done. That's literally just it's made out of two P-51 Mustangs. Which is so weird, because it's like, this company has a gal, I can't remember who made the original, I mean, it's Koi Yokoyama is the designer, but it's like he kit bashed together parts from another model to make the model that he sells. Actually, it's, you know, speaking of like good people to follow for weathering and those sorts of tips, there's another guy called Lincoln Wright. It just goes by Link. He's on YouTube. I don't think he streams, but he's on YouTube and has a Patreon that I followed for a while. And he's actually a really, really good weathering guy as well. Does lots of Machine and Krieger. And in fact, I think he worked for Kao Yokoyama when he lived in Japan. He's actually an Australian. But you guys are all pretty sage, so you probably know him. I'm really happy about your cat. Unpredictable. It's great news. It's so stressful waiting for those sorts of results. All right, let's just put that there. Let me find this Falke thing. You know that it not showing, I have the two displays, right? And it's when I go to the desktop scene, it usually goes to the top one. That's a bug from switching to version 27 of OBS, I'm sure. So Echibat, maybe check out all your scenes before you actually go live if you stream this week. let's see here. Yeah. Because I tested it out with my all work no play stream, but I have different scenes, right? So this model is the one I mean. Is it going to switch? Yeah, there we go. So this is just two P-51 Mustangs that they welded together. Don't you love it when the thumbnail is basically the only size? But you can totally see them there. It's a pretty cool kit. But it's so strange, right? Because it's like, I don't know, maybe this happens all the time with these sorts of models, right, Drift? But I just think it's weird that they took another kit and used that kit to make a new kit. Like they kit bashed a kit that's not a kit bash, it's a production snap fit. It's really strange. I don't know, it just kind of blows my mind a bit. It's the Falky. You know, as I think of it, like, I know that I think at the time all the original stuff was being done for Machine and Krieger. It was Hasegawa, and I bet you it's probably a Hasegawa model of P-51. Right? Where's Four Dads when you need him? He'd tell us exactly what it was and what the part number was. Now I think you see things. You see Mach-E now being sold with Wave on it because I think they've purchased the rights, or there's something going on there. But like it's being re-released as Wave models, or maybe Wave and Hasegawa are the same company. I don't know enough about that kind of stuff. But I wonder if that's how they got around it, because that hey, Four Dads, pull over and tell us. Yeah, if you're there, Four Dads, come on. But yeah, I don't. It is odd. It's bizarre. A bit of a bizarre thing. That'd be a funny point, though, right? A lot like how all the sampling that was happening when sampling became a thing with music, right? Became accessible. The same kind of thing applies to somebody who's created canon and models that they then gets a deal to maybe produce them. And it's like, well, wait a minute. These parts are all stolen from our competitors. Like, how many parts do you use before it's a recast? Exactly. Right? Where is that line? Bit there. Oops. Oh well. That's probably good. Maybe we don't do as much on the front of this. Move on to the back. What was I going to say? Oh, I experimented a little bit with gold. I'm undecided as to whether or not I like it. I feel like it has potential, but I can't find a good base for it. I have like 900 spoons. Not 900, I have about a dozen spoons of various base colors. Taste, give it a little sip. It's this. Yeah, it's weird. It didn't work very well. I'll try it again, though. But it didn't work very well. And I used this one for the gloss black, which if you remember from when I was painting the Machine Messiah, this goes like really, really black and really, really shiny. And it just wasn't quite right. But yeah, I decanted this stuff. This is the copper, which I'm gonna decant this. And I'm going to try mixing this into the gold a little bit to see if I can get it a little bit of a little darker, like a darker gold. Yeah, it's funny. I agree, though. You usually would think that, but it kind of dulls it out a little bit. It sprays really well. You know, I don't know if you've ever done that whole trick of decanting aerosols. Rattle cans. I made the mistake though of buying the blacks. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Montana paints, but they sell two lines. There's black. There's three lines actually, but it's black, gold, and I think is it white? I can't remember. It's graffiti paint basically. But the blacks are the really, really high pressure ones. So decanting them was a bit terrifying. Whereas the golds are more like what you would get at the hardware store. That kind of you know, if you were to buy a Krylon or something like that, that's what the gold sprays more like those sorts of rattle cans. Whereas the blacks, it's like a rocket. I've come across it online, but never in a store. Yeah, so if you do ever come across it in a store and want to try it, then you should get the golds. It's the same pigment, but it's Did you see the Mini Tool Wow Stick? It's the same pigment, same paints, but they just have lower PSI in the can, and the can isn't black; it's gold. So Drift, what I do, where'd I put it? Is I take a straw, right? And these are paper straws, so they don't work. But I take a straw and I glue it, or tape it. You can just tape it with some masking tape, even, just so it stays right there. And then I take my paint jar and I put I put masking tape across the top of it, try to get a wide piece of just like painter's masking tape and cover it to seal it. And then I cut the straw on an angle, like a drinking box straw. You can actually use a drinking box straw if you have bendy straws. And then I just jam it through the masking tape, and I just unload, okay, into the bottle. Now, if you've never deganted a rattle can, you do have to be mindful of the fact that they put butane in it to get it to come out, right? Like there's their aerosols, so there's an actual substance in it that makes it the propellant, right? And so it's not like this is under pressure, and well, I mean it is a little bit, obviously, but there's a gas, that's in a solution state in the paint itself that propels it out of the can, and that will still be present in your paint jar. So you have to be really careful. Like if you went and stuck your stir thing, or White Wolf, if you put it onto if you put that thing onto your, what is it there, the vortex mixer, you would have gold paint everywhere. It would just explode because all of that butane would release, right? So what they suggest that you do is you just leave it sit kind of open like a crack overnight. Don't even seal the pot after you've done it, because when you open it the next time, it'll explode and you get paint everywhere. Montana Gold I've seen recommended for MDF rattle can usage. Do you mean like MDF as in like MDF paint? Or sorry, MDF boards? Corvus, did you see the mini tool Wow Stick? I have not. Feel free to link to it. Or for painting MDF terrain. Yeah. It's good stuff. Like it's a premium, and they're cheap. These are really cheap, folks. Like if you want to, and there's a huge array of colors. But yeah, it's really, really cool paint. All right, I need to know what this Wow Stick is. Wow Stick. Is it a Polish? Is it Polish? Achibad? I'm just looking it up. It's not Polish. I'm sorry. It's a weird name for sure. I don't know. Do I want to Google Wow Stick? Battle Pig! Thank you for the raid, my friend. Thank you for the raid. It's a USB-powered screwdriver. Oh, cool. Very cool. All right. All right, I'm going to Google Wow Stick. It's okay. Oh, neat. Very cool. Wow, and that's pretty cheap, too. I will leave that on the screen. I might just I might buy one of those. I do actually need a like a low power screwdriver for that. Because you know what I was doing last night? Drift, you'll understand the pain of this, and anybody out there with the 3D printer, is changing the FEP sheet on those things. Oh my god, there's so many screws. It's brutal. Brutal. Battle Pig. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. How was your stream? How was your stream? What were you doing? Tell me. Speaking of get it printed. I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, did I get it printing? Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'll show you. Actually, I have a part. Went well. 7 hours of building and basing my first set of boys. Got some grots. And a run third that's semi-painted bases as well. Had a blast. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. We are currently working on the gun from the Schnabelgun resin kit, which is there. This is a Luca Zampriolo Kallamity resin kit. It looks kind of Gundam, but it's not. Full resin kit, just so you can kind of see the outline. I'll just put this paper here. And we're very quickly coming to the end of this. Thanks, Dreamcatcher. That's fantastic. I'm glad you guys like this guy, because it's a weird little kit. And it's very hand sculpted. You know, parts are very asymmetrical, like these, for example. But it works really well. It looks great, and I'm really happy with how it's coming out. So yeah, that's what I'm building. It's been a fun one. It's honestly been a really fun one. Thick. It's thick. The platypus feats. You've made it clear. You've made it clear, my friend. Yeah, so Drift, this is the one of the handlebars from Thick Thighs Save Lives. From what is it? It's one of Michael's. It's the Matoni, that sort of square-looking hover bike thing that I want to print, and I have a like a garage kit, like a lady, a 1/6 scale lady, that I can't actually show you because she's completely nude. But I wanted to. I always had this idea of doing kind of like an you see those Evangelion. I never know what to say, Evangelion or Gellion, but those sorts of garage kits with the bike and Asuka. It's kind of like I wanted to do something like that, but not Eva, right? And I was going to, even though the kid I got has no clothing, I was going to. My plan was actually to purchase from some of the various sort of like doll BJD type companies, like a motorcycle outfit. But I'm having a lot of I have one or two that I thought would have worked, but I'm having some trouble getting them to actually fit because it's not a ball jointed doll. The legs, the parts don't move, right? So I can't stretch the fabric enough. So I'm kind of back to the drawing board. I may just sort of sand off the various naughty bits and paint her up in more of like I can add like a ridge for where collars and wrists are, and just have her in kind of like a body, like a cat suit kind of thing. And then just maybe sculpt on like the belts and some packs and stuff, some sci-fi sort of details. But yeah, I thought she would be really cool with this Matoni bike in front of her, right? Like as her actual ride. But I'm having some issues with the actual model itself that Michael did. I don't know if you've printed any of his, but he doesn't really sculpt. At least the early sculpts, they weren't really done with printing in mind, I've found. And so, like, the main body of it, the piece, it's just the most awkward fucking thing to support. And it's also just very, very slightly larger than my print bed. Like, my print, the whole chamber. Like, the height. It's like, I have my printer height, and it's like 102% bigger than that. So I'm going to have to bring it into ZBrush, or I could probably get away with doing it just in, like, NetFab. The standalone NetFab, and I'm gonna need to cut it up into pieces. But yeah, this is the handlebar from that. Sorry, long story short, that was kind of a whole lot of words there. But yeah, that's sort of the plan for that. That's a kind of a long-term project, that biker chick. Yeah, I think what you'll find is you're going to load parts into your slicer, and you're just going to be like, what the how am I going to what okay, if I turn it this way, okay, well that might work. Oh no, then that side's really bad. So if I go, yeah, I did gather the parts to make that new BJD mech. Do you mean you've printed it? Or you mean you have it all like ready, you've got them all supported and ready to go? This big old seam line here I missed, but I'm just gonna weather over it. Corners were cut on this kit, guys. I apologize. Oh, I see. You got all the I'm definitely going to print that one, but you weren't kidding. There's a lot of parts in that. I have the printer printing pretty well. I just really quickly just did that as a quickie, sort of just to see if I got it working. And I did exactly what I said I needed to do. I just needed to basically dump the shitty resin that had sat in it for 6 months and put in a new piece of FEP and then re-level the build plate, and it's good to go. My printer's super frustrating though, because I've changed the LCD on it so many times that the connection for the LCD is really flaky. Because they use a connector that's really not meant to be plugged and unplugged, I think, outside of a sterile environment. And the issue with it is every once in a while, like when you turn it off and turn it on again, the display is all distorted, and you have to turn it off and turn it on over and over and over, and then it'll just suddenly be okay. I don't know, it's weird. What you need to do, Drift, is start actually building one of the resin kits that you have. And whatever happened to that streaming PC that you were working on? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. T1204, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. And hey, going back to Battle Pig, if you're still there, post some links to your work. I'd love to see some of your stuff. If you can. I know what it's like when you stop streaming. You're kind of like doing a bunch of stuff, but if you're still around. Weird, huh? How am I going to sit in my resin kit throne if I build things? It's very true. It's very true. Oh, cool. Yeah, sounds good. I'm totally not buying shelves to have better, more organized storage of my various kits. Nope, nope, nope. You wouldn't need storage for the kits if you just like buy one and build that and then put it in the display and then buy the next one after you've finished, right? So question for chat, what I just said there, all right? Have you ever met anyone? Have you ever met anyone who does that one at a time? And if you did you not think it was really suspicious? Like, did you question that they were actually humans? The question was, I said, you wouldn't, oh shit, Drift, like, I don't know, I don't remember now. I was in the other room. People, for crying out loud. I'm here entertaining you, doing my best. And you're not even present. You're not even present. The question is, we're talking about shelving. And I said, you wouldn't have that problem of kit storage if you simply bought one kit, built it, put it on the display case, and then went to choose your next kit. So you only do one at a time. All right? So my question for chat was, have you ever met someone who operates on that principle, on that philosophy, the one kit philosophy? And those people don't exist. And furthermore, like, if you did meet someone like that, would you not be extremely dubious as to whether, like, as to just them as an individual? Like, are you from this planet? Are you a serial killer? That's, to me, that would be one of the signs. Right? You know how they say people most likely to be serial killers? It's like CEOs, or no, people most likely to be psychopaths. It's like CEOs, doctors, right? People who buy one kit at a time. That would be on that list, in my opinion. Let that dry a bit. I've got to be careful because when it's wet, if you touch it, the wet bit, you'll just pull all the paint off. Those people don't exist. That's like buying one book at a time. I can't do it. I know it's you still need the shelves for display, but then you can just call them the display, right? It's not really storage. It's just the display. I wanted to operate on that philosophy until I realized just how rare reprint runs are for some of the things I want to build. Yeah. I believe, I don't want to get into a big conversation about business practices, but I believe that there's engineered, they engineer desire by creating artificial rarity. You know, I think Volks does that with a lot of their stuff. I think that it's all by design. They create that urgency. At least if I was running the show, I would. So if someone like me ever gained power, that's how it would be. Like buying one pair of shoes. Who does that? Or even just buying one shoe. Have you noticed that you can't buy a single shoe? Even if you write the manufacturer and say, I've damaged the right one. Can you just sell me the right one? They won't. They'll force you to buy the left one as well as the right one, right? And so you imagine the person without a left leg. They have all these left shoes. What do you do with those? How many letters have you written to shoe manufacturers? Not enough, apparently, Drift. Not enough. For conversion kits, I suspect part of the reason for limited runs is Bandai coughing and going, you might want to stop that. Yeah. There is the licensed conversion kits, the ones where they actually get some form of licensing. And actually, point of order there, just so people are aware, you don't my understanding of Gunpla and Gundam copyright is the actual copyright owner of Gundam is Sunrise. It's not Bandai like people think. It's actually Sunrise, and Bandai actually licenses the use from Sunrise. So if you're doing if you're a sculptor for a and you're going to do like a Wonderfest type sculpt of Gundam, you actually get your license from Sunrise. I didn't know that, but I learned that this week. Give the extra shoes to the dog. What if you have 2 left feet? Yes. 1 for wearing, 1 for throwing. Or is there like a shoe exchange? You'd start a forum, right? Where you could say, look, hey, I have all these left shoes. Does anybody have a whole bunch of right shoes? You got to find the person. Oh my God, this is brilliant. There's $1 million idea right here. So it's a website for amputees to do a shoe exchange. Right? Gary Fleck, best in show. Most hilarious movie ever. Tinder for shoes, right? Like, somebody get out there and patent that. That idea is yours if you run with it. Because I'm probably not the person who came up with it. The Wonderfest 1-day license thing is just so weird. It really is so weird, Drift. You can call the app Soulmates, but Soulmates. Yeah. You're already registering the domain, aren't you? If you do go with that idea, Drift, all I ask is that you offer me free room and board when I visit Las Vegas, when you become multi-millionaires, billionaires on the Soulmates, and free room and board when I vacation. If I ever make it down to Las Vegas, and I want 1 resin kit a year. A dozen single shoes. Have you ever phoned the number on the side of like a box of crackers? You know, the questions and suggestions phone number. Have you ever called that? Just to chat? I highly recommend it. You'll make someone's day. Kind of just arbitrarily adding these chips. Oh, you know what I want now? Chips. A long time ago in my youth, we may or may not have consumed a significant amount of psychedelics. And we called the box phone number, the Cracker Box phone number, and had like a 45-minute conversation with the person that was on the other side of it. was hilarious. I don't remember any of it, but I just remember it being really funny. Let that dry. There's our Discord link. I do announce if I'm late, if I'm going to be late getting the stream running, or if I'm canceling. Same with Etchy. She announces on there in the respective channel what's going on. So if you're not a member of our the Alt Create Discord, I do highly recommend it. We're a fun bunch. Talk about all kinds of things. Memes. They're memes. Alright, what's next here? What's next? Maybe do this part. Hopefully my paint hasn't dried. How many followers are we at? We're at 178 followers. Is that right? I should probably get a thing on there. You know, a little thing. Because I think I will do a giveaway when we hit 200. I'm going to give away this. Clean this guy up and give him away because I'm never going to paint him. It's a 3D printed Hellboy. Needs a little bit of, just a little bit of finishing work here and there, which I can do. But that's what I'm going to do for the 200 follower giveaway. And he does have a second head somewhere with the horns. Anyway. He's pretty big too. He's maybe about 25, 30, maybe 25 centimeters tall. Printed on a Pio Poly Moai. No. If you would rather the skull, I can substitute. That's a fair point. I did promise that. Where did that go? You know what? I may have lost it. Oh no, there it is. It's our follower giveaway. 200 followers. All 200 of you will get one of these mailed. Come on, focus. There we go. So there's a few of them. I have that one, or there alternatively you can pick that one or This guy, he has a hole in his head, though. Oh, there's another one here, too. There's another one. There. Oop. It's pretty good casting, if I do say so myself, right? Like, look at that. Look at the detail on that. Achibat, if you do win, I insist that you weather the fuck out of it. Does it come primed? Primed and pinned. No. The giveaway will be for the Hellboy. At 200. Because why not? So we're going to quickly spray this. That looks good. Let that dry. Gradually filling all these let me zoom back out here. Gradually filling the parts for the big boy. Got some Aves in there, I'll sand that. Yeah, so I'm using the Durham's wood filler for the majority of it, and then I'm going over the end bit with the Aves. Because I got a lot of Aves, so I'm just using it. But this stuff, like, I don't know if you ever need something like this, anyone in chat, like a compound to fill void space. But this material, Durham's water putty, is amazing. It's really, really good. I had no idea it existed, and it's dirt cheap. Odorless, dirt cheap. You just mix it to the right consistency you want with water. It's like a powder. Looks like a protein powder, kind of. And just jam it in or pour it in, and it turns absolutely rock hard. Right? Easter Island statue, it does look a little bit like that. Got the eyes here, nose, mouth. But it's not. It's the back calf of the giant LED. You know, I went and bought all those paints, and I'm thinking, like, what do you guys think? What are you thinking, you know, my 5-star series friends out there? Yeah, here, this is what it looks like, Etchy. I know, right? I love the logo. It's like they made a logo in 1942, and we'll just stick with that one. It's available at like a wood. It's for woodworking, so look for it in places where you would find those sorts of things, or like the resins that people use for carpentry, right? For those, water, like the stuff that Fortads does. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not one of those. It's not one of those. All right, let's get this done. Just use this. And it's cheap, I was actually contemplating filling them with resin. But it resin heats up. It could cause problems with the vinyl. So I'm glad I discovered that post about... it was on one of the modeling forums. Or like... shit, what was the... it's one of like the sci-fi fantasy vinyl action figure type things. Type forums. Those Western kind of resin kits that I guess were also available in vinyl. And by Western I mean like, not the anime stuff, but like Wolfman from the movie Wolfman. Those sorts of kits. Which are kind of cool. Drift, you seem like the kind of person who would have some of that. You like some of that. It seems you like some of those movie stuff. American pop culture ones. Yeah. Well, I guess a lot of that was, and I say that only because you have like the War of the Worlds stuff. But there's sort of a whole other side of the hobby, right? With resin kits that just do those. They're really weird. Some of the people that do those. Just get some of the edges. There. It's looking pretty good. Probably can't see, but... Alright, there we go. Just the top. There. It's pretty good. There's some springs I'll have to put in. I'll do that after. I noticed I forgot to drill these two out. I need to do that. Probably use a wire there. I don't know if I'll use a spring. Or a piece of solder. Let's see what it looks like. That's the back bit that we kit bashed. Or scratch built, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of a little bit of both. This is all just solder. This is the this is what it normally looks like. I was considering doing just repainting the entire kit in gold, just as like a bit of a Schnabel homage to the KOG. Yeah, thank you. I'm very pleased with the way it's turning out. That goes there. That goes there. That's the whole gun. So we'll drill the barrel, put in some wire or some springs or something in there. Got some decals on it. I might give it the light green. Might put a stripe or something on it just to carry the theme sort of through. And then we're getting really close. I've also purchased the base, so it's going to be sitting on this size base. See if I can get him up on there. Don't want to lose his hand. Without it falling apart. Don't know where he'll... I'd rather he wasn't sort of off the end of it, but maybe put him sort of back a little bit. And then what I'll do is I'll probably... I tend to do my dioramas out of, like, I'll use the Das modeling clay, which is just a very simple air dry clay. It's easy to get, right? And fairly easy to work with. But what I'll do is I'll have him... I'm going to have it kind of like a muddy... sort of grassy field. Muddy grassy field, is that a thing? And I have another Schnabelgun. I have two of these. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the feet, the platypus feet from the other one to make some impressions into the clay to make it look like footprints. and I'll resin. I want to do that effect where I then resin, clear resin inside of those, so they look like muddy, footprints where it's landed and, taken off. And I'll have some of these kind of like buried a little bit. I'll do something like that. I don't know what other scenery I can get in. Like, I mean, you saw my, you saw the Rook kit, right, where I did the whole billboard that was completely scratch built. I'd like to put something sort of, I have a lot less space to work with, but I'd like to put something on here to make it a little bit interesting. Like, I don't know what though. Like, what would you find out in a field? I have to think about that. And I'm open to suggestions if you guys can think of anything cool that looks like it might be worth doing. I was thinking like a street sign. Is there like a bent over street sign? I don't know. A half buried car. I could go like full marshy swamp, but then I kind of lose the footprint thing. I don't know. I have to think about that. And also, I don't know what it is about this piece, but like, it reminds me of Hans, is it Hans Moleman? E.T. That's what it is. It's E.T. or like one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Goes right here. Yeah, I could do something like that. Yeah, that's not a bad idea either, Echibat. I'm at an impasse too with my Waldo kit because I'm really trying to create ocean texture, like like that ripple pattern that you get in the ocean. And I've been experimenting with all kinds of things. Like I got that that stuff that you had suggested there, the medium. I got that. I tried blowing air across it to see if I could create that organic kind of fractally, pattern. It kind of just smears everywhere. I haven't gone to the extent of like sculpting it. I don't know. I'm actually almost thinking it might make sense to like 3D print, like maybe just do something in ZBrush, and because there's plenty of like water generation things I can do with in the digital world, and then maybe just 3D print the pieces to put them together. But I would like to finish the Waldo, and in fact I might do that after this. That might be our next one. I might not do a poll. I might go back to that project, which I don't think you guys were followers yet when I was working on that. Tear, I know you were there. But the Waldo is a kit from the mind of Fitch and Fu as well. It's one of his, it's not a 3D printed kit, it's one of his real resin kits, and it's a little Tear's OG. That's funny. Waldo. No, the first thing you saw was the machine mess. Yeah, for sure. I have time. I can dig it out because I don't really want to do any more of this one right yet. So let me just push that over here. I have time. I've got about 15 minutes left. 25 minutes. So let me see if I can figure out where I put it. Is it that one? Yeah, it's one of those. Bear with me here. Actually, let me do this. Some of the Sazabi. I'll do the Sazabi. Hey, TJ, as far as like mech design and looks go, that's one of my he's one of my favorites. He's like absolutely one of my favorites. I think he's one of a lot of people's favorites, that design. Okay. So this is the Waldo. This is the Waldo. No, I don't have a tape ball for this one. I wasn't keeping it for that. So the Waldo is from an artist, a 2D artist named Ian McHugh that Fitch and Foo collaborated with to create these models. These aren't 3D printed. These were genuine, like handmade masters by Fitch and Foo, and then he sold them as these kits. And just get these over here. They're really interesting to build. Drift, I don't know if you or Echibat would be into this kind of a thing. They like, from a scale modeling point of view, these are hard. The wheelhouse is entirely photo etch, all of it. All the walls, all the windows, and the roof are all photo etch. It's this piece here. The wood deck is actual laser cut wood with the deck boards, like just not burnt through obviously, but they're scored on with a laser. And then it's two pieces of resin. This front one, the hull, is all like this line here is where it splits in half, and the back is resin. This railing is all photo etch. This railing is all photo etch. And there are these panels, like these sort of wings. If you go to his website and look at it, you'll see exactly what it looks like. But they're very, very cool. And you can see I'm well into the weathering with this one, with the oil paint streaking. There's going to be graffiti. I have graffiti decals that are going to be stuck to the sides of this as well. Because it's just like it's a harbor ship kind of thing. It's just been abused. No, let me see if I can find a battery. Because I also have it wired up. Is that negative? That's negative. For lights? Yeah, so I have... Is this going to work? I have down here, I have the two navigation lights, red and green. I've got the spots. Hey, old type. How you doing, my friend? The headlight sort of thing. There's an interior cabin light, which I can show you in better detail after. And then there's also, let me just change hands with this. There's also this spot here at the back. It doesn't have the lens over it yet. But then I don't know if you can see in there. Let me try and hold it just right. Thanks, Greatest Chan. There is a cabin. I even put some posters, some pinups. Pinup posters and navigational charts on the walls that you can't, it's not going to focus. Oh, there we go. There's an actual like pinup girl. Because why not? Some nautical charts. Let me turn this back on here. Yeah, it's kind of everywhere in there. And I started the stream with this model back in, I guess it was either late January or February. And kind of got to a point with it. No, this is not a scratch build. This is an actual resin kit. You can buy this if you want from Industria Mechanica. I'll see if I can find a link and put it in. Actually, does someone type, can somebody, I don't have my keyboard here, type !Waldo and see if that works. Yeah, so there's a link there. Perfect. That'll take you to the Industria Mechanica site. I don't know if this is still available. It's out of stock. That's a shame, and it might not be getting a restock ever because he's shutting down this side of his business. Does he have any of the Ian McHugh content? He has some of the Wasps left. That's about it, though. That's too bad. I wish he wasn't doing that. Hey, Dreamcatcher. Take care, my friend. Thank you for coming by, as always. Big love to you, my friend. I'll be back on Friday night, as usual. But yeah, so this is the Waldo. There's a piece I had to bust off the top of here to paint separately. That's why it looks like that. There's also a smokestack that pops out that isn't in there right yet. You can see the engine down underneath. There's like thrusters. This is not a boat in the water in the Ian McHugh sort of land. These are all floating. They're like, it's some sci-fi place where they've taken these like old dilapidated boats and converted them into these ships that fly. And so this big spike here, I have a sort of a half diorama. I don't want to get that out, made with two I don't know what you call them, like piers, that are sticking out of what I want to be a surface of the ocean. You know how you go to the beach or the shorefront sometimes, and you'll see just old remnants of some old dilapidated pier that was out there, and all that's left are the posts. It's going to be like that. This is going to be stuck right into it. This is what'll secure it, so it looks like it's moored up against this. I'll hide a lot of this stuff with rope. This wire is going to run down into the base where it's going to be connected to an Arduino microcontroller that will control all the lights. You can see it's a big cable bundle. It's not just two. All of the lights on this can be controlled independently. So I'm hoping to set it up so I can turn the cabin light on and off independently with some buttons and things. So that's the Waldo. I might go back to this and do a little bit more on this after we finish the Schnabelgun. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. I want this to be part of a larger diorama that has a few of these. I'm going to make 2 dioramas, I think, that feature all of this stuff, because I have the let me just go back to his site and I can show you all. Yeah. So I have 2 Waldos. I own 2 of them. And I also have a single Skymark. which is really neat as well. It's all photo etch. It's a very difficult kit to build, very painstaking and frustrating, but it's good reward. I have a single remora. The remora is huge. It's really big, and I have that's it. That's all of the stuff. So I think I'll do both of the Waldo and the remora. I have room on this diorama I'm currently working on. And then on the other diorama, I'm going to do the Skymark and a Waldo. I love the remora. And I'm going to do exactly like this. It's just going to have like a ton of detritus and barrels and things. Let me show you those actually. Let me go back here. You know, I have all of these weathered and kind of ready to go. I haven't done the rust streaks on them, but I have so many of those. I have a little welding cart because I have a little figure of Sasha the welder, who's like I was joking on stream about her being like the most underdressed welder out there, and like she's this like classic like pinup girl body, right? But with a blowtorch. And I was joking I should paint her like pretty horribly burnt. She's showing so much skin. It's like you can't weld. You can't weld in a tank top and like booty shorts, right? Like, I mean, well, you could, but I mean, you know, as the saying goes, right, is it if it sounds like bacon, you're welding correctly. If it smells like bacon, you're on fire. But yeah, this is another little kit. Flash dance, yeah, that's right. This we've had like deja vu. I've had this conversation, and this exact same, you know, Tear saying exact same thing in chat before. But yeah, it's a really nice kit. Michael's stuff is pretty fabulous. And thanks, greatest Chan. I do appreciate that. I think I'm doing a good job. I don't know. I guess so. But I mean, I like the looks of it. But yes, that's where going back to what started this is the water, the ocean texture. Trying to get a perfect kind of ocean texture. I'll probably have to just half-ass it and compromise, but there's this kind of a look I'm going for. Are you guys familiar with the band Audio Slave? They have an album that's kind of looking out over like gray water, and you're incredible. Thank you. That sort of just has an ocean on the album cover. That's like exactly what I want. That's exactly the kind of ocean I want. And I'm just finding it almost impossible to replicate. I just don't have the skills yet. You know, I guess I could try just making a big sheet of Aves epoxy sculpt and sculpting it, I suppose, and then just make up for any mess ups with paint. I don't know. I just don't know. With the extra heavy and a mini spatula type tool. Yeah. And so, like, have you looked up the Audio Slave album? Like, that's kind of what I want. And, yeah, it's tough. It's a tough one. I'll have to think about that more. Out of Exile, whichever one Old Type has the album, the ocean on it. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, I know. I was just devastated when that happens. One of the greatest rock vocalists ever, in my opinion. That's it then. Yeah. I walk the streets of Japan till I get lost. Oops. Yeah, that kind of look. This here. Right, that kind of water is what I want. To sort of gray, dark, foreboding water. I don't know why, I just like the look of it. And I've never seen it done. I've seen water in a lot of dioramas done in a way that's kind of like, yeah, you poured some resin in there. Neat. But I'd like to get it looking really chaotic and random. I don't know. Maybe I'm being crazy. Yeah. I completely agree with you, Etchy. He's an amazing vocalist. The other one, say what you will about some of his other experimental projects, but Mike Patton. Mike Patton as a talented vocalist, am I right? Yeah. A woman of taste right here. All his weird side projects, they're all good. They're all so good. And they're so random. They're so random, some of the stuff. Like, you know, Mike Patton, for anybody who doesn't know, is the singer. He's probably best known for being the singer of Faith No More, right? That song, Epic. But Mr. Bungle, yeah, that's where it really shines. Oh my God. The Fish video band. Yeah. Yeah, same here. I never saw Faith No More outside of a festival, but yeah. Oh my God, it's so good. I've never seen Mr. Bungle though. I never saw a live Bungle show, but God, that the first Mr. Bungle album was just like, what on earth is this, and why do I love this so much? All right. Okay, that's Spanish language. I was trying to find someone to raid here. Nuclear Rabbit. I'll check that out. Miniocalypse. Oh, he looks like he's doing some interesting stuff. Gundam Mechanic. Child of Mecha, it's a talk show. What's Steampunk Cutie doing? Talking. Crafty Skull Corvus is on, but we've raided her recently. All right, well let's do Miniocalypse. All right, everybody. It's been fantastic. Please stick around for the raid. We're going to raid Miniocalypse, who's doing, it looks like some terrain stuff, which is very interesting. Thank you, Twin204, for the follow. Battle Pig, thank you for the raid. D-Shen, thank you for the resubscription. And Afocalypse. Sorry, Afocalypse. Afocalypse. There's a lot of apocalypse names on Twitch. Have you noticed? As we raid Miniocalypse. Thank you for the follow. All right, everybody. I will be back on Friday night, late night. I hope to get more of the Schnabelgun done between now and then. This weekend on the stream, I really just want to be doing weathering and get into some of the OPR weathering, which is kind of like the final step with this guy. And other than the diorama. So It's been a blast. Thank you for the stream. At you back. We may or may not see you tomorrow. I don't know. But if we do, fantastic. And yeah, take care. Have a great rest of the week. And geez, I don't know what else to say. I don't know. Just don't know anymore. Yeah. So guess I'll just do this.